What do you think about this? This concludes our new section. Welcome to leave your thoughts in the comments area. Let's discuss it together. Welcome, don't forget to give me a like and follow. Thank for all. Just moments ago, Zhao Lusi, China's sweetheart of the screen, gave fans something more intimate than any red carpet appearance or drama premiere. In a candid, soft-spoken interview recorded between photo shoots, she didn't announce a project or stir up a scandal. Instead, she offered something far more rare: honesty. With sunlight filtering through tall studio windows and no glittering entourage in sight, Zhao sat in a simple white blouse, her hair loosely tied back, and her voice just above a whisper. And then, the name Zheyuan came up. A quiet smile crossed her lips, not the kind that's part of a script, but the kind that comes when you're remembering someone who's changed your world in quiet, patient ways. "I never expected to like him," she confessed, her voice full of warmth and wonder. But love doesn't always arrive like we think it will. Sometimes, it hides in the ordinary. No fireworks. No rehearsed stories. Just memories, tender, unglamorous, and deeply real. She talked about how Chen would bring her favorite coffee each morning, how he instinctively knew when to give her space, and when to simply sit beside her in silence. "He doesn't try to change me," she added. "But somehow, when I'm with him, I feel like I'm growing." The moment wasn't about declaring a relationship. It was about something even more powerful: emotional safety. Chen wasn't described as a perfect man, but as someone intuitive, grounded, and deeply kind. The kind of person who listens without needing to speak, who shows love not with grand gestures, but with daily presence. "He just stayed," Zhao said quietly. "Even when I was at my worst." It wasn't a love story designed for headlines. It was one built on the invisible, on everyday care and the calm and chaos. And for those watching, that's what made it unforgettable. She recalled one afternoon that stood out, not for any event or surprise, but because of how unremarkable it was. "We were just sitting in the corner of a room, talking about nothing in particular," she said. "But I remember feeling like nothing else mattered outside that space." That's the magic of real connection, the kind that unfolds not in the spotlight, but in between moments. In the pause between two sentences. In a glance. In a cup of coffee. Love, as Zhao so beautifully revealed, doesn't always shout. Sometimes, it barely makes a sound. Yet in this quiet, something extraordinary is happening. As the cameras rolled and she spoke with the ease of someone finally exhaling, viewers weren't just hearing about a relationship, they were witnessing a rare truth, that the deepest kinds of love don't always begin with sparks or confessions, but with a feeling of being seen, truly seen, and quietly chosen every day. "I don't know what the future holds," Zhao said with a laugh, looking out the window as if searching for an answer. "But right now, I'm happy. And that's enough. No glitter. No drama. Just a young woman in a quiet room, allowing herself to be vulnerable, and in doing so, reminding us all that sometimes the most beautiful stories are whispered, not shouted." That was the moment, she said, when she quietly realized she had begun to care for him in a way she couldn't explain. The beauty of their bond, as she described it, lived in the ordinary, the way they could laugh endlessly over a simple mispronounced word, the way silence between them felt full, not empty. It wasn't the kind of love built on spectacle but on comfort, trust, and an ease that couldn't be forced. She even laughed as she remembered Chen's hidden childish side, how he'd sulk quietly if she replied late to his messages. Or shyly asked for a shoulder massage after a long shoot. He looks so calm to the world, she said, smiling, but with me he lets himself be a little softer. Those details, so simple, revealed everything. They weren't just actors sharing a screen, they were people discovering each other layer by layer, not through big moments but through the repetition of kindness and jealousy's words were reminded it's the little things done, often done quietly, that build the kind of love that lasts. And those moments, though small, leave the deepest imprint. What we see on screen is often polished smiles, flawless timing, perfect chemistry captured through carefully crafted scenes, but beyond the spotlight, away from the script, there's a quieter reality that unfolds behind closed doors. Zhao Lusi offered a rare glimpse into that private space, the side of her relationship with Chen, and that cameras never capture, the space where real emotions live. She admitted that their connection wasn't always light and easy. There were days filled with doubt, moments where she questioned whether their closeness was genuine or simply a byproduct of working together. But those questions didn't push them apart. Instead, they led to conversations, raw, honest, and free of pretense. We don't hide from each other, she said, her voice soft but certain. If I'm angry, I say it. If he's tired, he tells me. There's no guessing, no pretending. Their bond, it seems, is built not just on affection but on emotional maturity, a shared willingness to be transparent even when it's uncomfortable. She spoke of quiet nights after long filming days, where neither had the energy for small talk but still chose to sit side by side. Sometimes they laughed, sometimes they said nothing, but through that silence trust grew. What made Chen different, she shared, was not how he treated her when everything was perfect, but how he stayed steady when she wasn't. His calm grounded her, his silence reassured her, and over time the safety of his presence became the foundation of something deeper. Behind every public smile is a private story, and in jealousies we don't just see love. We see a partnership quietly built through truth, care, and the courage to be real when no one's watching. When Zhao Lusi was asked what truly made Zheyuan stand out in her eyes, she didn't hesitate. Her expression softened, her gaze drifted slightly as though her heart had already wandered to where the answer lived. It wasn't just one thing, she said, it was a quiet collection of moments, habits, and choices, subtle but powerful, that made him different. He doesn't try to change me, she said gently, but he never lets me stop growing. That, perhaps more than anything, was the difference in a world that often pushes people to fit molds, to be more or less of something. Sean simply allowed her to be, and yet in his presence she naturally wanted to become a better version of herself, not out of pressure but out of quiet inspiration. She spoke with admiration of his work ethic, how he could switch from being light-hearted and playful to deeply focused the moment a scene began. That balance between discipline and softness, between humor and seriousness, revealed a man who understands when to listen and when to lead. It's rare, she implied, to find someone so grounded, but what moved her most was the part of him the world rarely sees. He has a childlike side, she said with a quiet laugh. He pretends to be strong, but sometimes he just wants to be taken care of. Those private moments when his guard drops, when he lets her into the vulnerable corners of his heart, are what make him irreplaceable. To Lucy, Chen isn't special because he is perfect, he's special because he is real. Because he chooses honesty over performance, patience over pride, and love that is gentle, steady, and lasting. And in her voice it was clear she didn't just admire him, she deeply cherished him. Lucy recalled a quiet day on set, nothing dramatic, just a conversation between takes, no music, no script, no camera. She smiled, but suddenly I realized I didn't want that moment to end, and that's when I knew maybe I didn't just like him as a friend anymore. When asked if they were officially dating, she gave no label, no headline quote. Instead, she answered with something deeper: we're not rushing, we're just being honest with ourselves and with each other, and sometimes honesty is louder than any declaration. Zhao Lusi ended her interview not with gossip but with gratitude to everyone supporting us. Thank you, you don't just support our work but our hearts, and that means the world. With a gentle smile she added, sometimes love comes quietly, but when it's real you just know. If this story touched you even just a little, speech balloon, leave a comment below. What's the quietest moment that made you feel love's sparkling heart? And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming stories and exclusive insights into the lives of your favorite stars. Sparkles, thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the most beautiful love stories begin with the simplest of truths. Movie cameras. See you in the next video. Welcome to Private 1977 channel. Subscribe to the channel. And don't miss the hottest news of the day. Our news today includes the following content.